So guys, sorry, my phone died. Completely lost the stream. Yeah, sorry, my phone died completely. So very sorry about that. But yeah, I'm gonna come back on for another 15 minutes. I mean, what sort of lamp is that? Don't even fucking do anything. Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. Chai Ku, hello. Or Chai Chu, Chai Ku. Yeah, can you hear me? Sweet. What's up, young guapo? Alexis Padilla, Joseph. Wicked. Yeah, sweet. So as it cut off, I believe I was talking about neck tattoo. I believe I was talking about neck tattoos or face tattoos. So yeah, I would sit them down and say, look, this is a massive decision. What I would do is I would say this is potentially life changing, and I would then say, why don't you go away for 2 weeks to a month, have a think about it. If you still want it doing, then let's do it. If you come back within a month or 2 months or however long you think it's okay to think about something, then yeah, we'll do it. But yeah, I would advise not to. Obviously, especially if they've got like a job in an office or something to do with the public. We do live in a society that we do get judged, and unfortunately, it can affect our work and our livelihood. So, yeah, I would just say that to them. Greetings from Houston, George Korea. If I've pronounced that right. Is this on the same stream, or is this a completely new stream? Jesus Quinos, thank you for that. It's a new one. Okay, new stream, cool. Yeah, no, that sucks that it's come back off. But what's some advice for beginners? It's a very umbrella question. I would say beginner advice for beginners. I would say try and find an apprenticeship with a good, well-known tattooist. That's the number one thing I would say. I mean, they are very hard to get and very hard to come by because a lot of people are secretive and don't want to give their tips and secrets away too much, or they just haven't got the time. So what I would do is I would teach yourself. Start by learning the. I'm just trying to think what I did. I went into a tattoo studio and just learned how to set up and break down correctly, hygienically, when to use gloves, when not to use gloves, when to take your gloves off, when to put gloves on, how to clean down a station, how to set up a station. Go in to a studio and ask to help out and just learn, because artists will always every artist sets up their station differently. But if you go in there and say, look, I really want to help out, I don't have to learn anything about tattooing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just say, can I help out, and can I just break down and set your station up for you, and just help you out, kind of thing. Some people might say yeah, some people might say what the fuck, and sort of be like no. But that's what I did, and I learned how to set up and break down people's stations and help them out that way, so they didn't have to spend half an hour doing it before their client, and they could just get the drawing ready or whatever, and when they came to the to table or their station, it was all set up for them. That's what I would do. That's what I started to do, and then everything I've learned with techniques and stuff, and what machines and what needles to use, I taught myself, and inks and stuff like that. I taught myself. But the basic thing to learn is to set up and break down in the most hygienic way possible. New stream, sweet. Greetings from Pacnor. I don't know what that is. Sofa King. Sofa King, cool. Does any of your tattoos have meanings? Yes, they do. Brian Rowley, they do. I've got a lot of tattoos that mean stuff. Yeah, I've got a lot of tattoos that mean stuff. Too many to go over, really. How are you doing, by the way? Mischievous Arts. I'm doing well. I am doing well. Draw your heart out. Watch all Ollie vids. Thank you, Wild Scott, man. Thank you for the support and stuff. What's your views on new era of wireless machines are available now? Andy B says that. So I was on about that in my previous stream to this one, and I said before it cut off, my phone died. Just checking it's charging. Yeah, it's charging. Yeah, before that cut off, I've had a bowl of Cocoa Pops banging in between lives. Random cell. Yeah, so wireless machines, I feel like I don't really trust the time. Sometimes, what if you forget to charge your machine? You're tattooing for 4 hours. Say the charge. I think the new Xiaomi one says it boasts it's got a 5-hour charging time, right? Or 5-hour running time, and then it's got a spare battery, so you can charge that while you're using your other one. But imagine if you forget to charge, like just the stupidest thing. Like some people do that. I do that. I forget to charge things all the time. I forget to charge my camera. I forget to charge my bloody phone. It just died. And you just think, well, because your mind's so preoccupied on things, preoccupied on getting the tattoo right for one, getting the stencil down right. Your mind's like, what if you forget to charge your battery and you're tattooing for 4 hours, your machine dies, and then you think, oh, I haven't got any other backup. Then you're screwed until you have to just, do you know what I mean? Yeah, just buy 4 batteries, but then it's 4 batteries to charge, isn't it? It's like even more to charge. So you just think, well, I don't know. And like obviously each charge is gonna, on batteries, when you charge a battery, each charge lessens its life a tiny bit. So if you charge a battery like 150 times, it's not going to last as long as if it was first bought. So yeah, you have to be careful of that. And then you just think, well, if I've had a machine for 3 years, say, which is a decent amount of time. I've had machines for 3-4 years now. They still work the same. I think it's just a bit of a gimmick. Yeah, it's more hygienic because you're not having like if you wrap your cable, it doesn't really matter anyway. But there's still people that I see that fucking don't wrap their bloody cables, and it's just a hygiene risk, and they can risk infecting people. So you're not getting a cable dragging along someone's open tattoo. So yeah, I get that, and it is, you don't have the weight of the cable hanging off as well. But I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I think if it's not broken, don't fix it, and I think it's just a gimmicky thing to make money from. To be honest, I think they could probably bring out a tattoo machine and then bring out volumes of that tattoo machine to try and make it a tiny bit better or a tiny bit different to suit other, like most tattooists' needs and stuff like that. And to be honest, I've found tattoo machines that I have used that have been such good all-rounders that I don't need to look elsewhere. And then you get sucked into the seeing what other people have used, and you admire their work, and you think, bloody hell, what if I use that machine? Maybe my work's going to be the same as theirs, or nearly on par with theirs. It's not going to be. You know, you could use the same machine as me for 3 years and still not do work like me, and I could look at a tattooist like Eric Masinazin or Nico Hurtado. I think he uses the Zion, actually. I think Nico uses a Zion. I could use a Zion for 3 years and not be as good as him. It doesn't, like, how good you tattoo doesn't how well you tattoo doesn't depend on what machine you use and what needles you use. It depends on literally technique, and that's it. So I don't think having a battery powered tattoo machine is any more than just a gimmick. Yeah, that's it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-dee. Let's go down here. Oh, you fucking prick. I'm just going through your comments. Sorry, guys. Right, okay, I'm back at the beginning. Have I ever been to Vietnam? I haven't. I'd love to go. When this is all over, I am definitely going traveling. Probably go to America first, then Canada, or vice versa. Yeah, the wireless machines. No hablas español. No, I do not speak Spanish. From Javier Santiago. It's a very Spanish name. D Huncho says, I really like your tattoo work. Thank you very much for that comment. Wait. Jesus Quinones. Jesus Quinones. Shout out. I love my Spectra Direct too. Really like your work and tips. Thank you. Thank you, Strange Habit. Yeah, I like all Spectra stuff, to be honest. I really do. Spectra Edge X is what I use currently, and I used it time ago, and it's still good after a year, you know. Well, nearly two. It was probably 2 years now, nearly 3 years. Full batteries. Daniel Phillips says, hi Ollie, I have a Celtic half sleeve that's looking great, and I'm hoping to get the rest of my arm done once all this blows over. Have you done any Celtic Nordic? I haven't, to be honest, man. Thank you for that. Congrats on the baby as well. Cheers, mate. No, I haven't. It's just not something I think I've done something around someone's wrist before, and doing like bands and stuff around someone's arm. It's very hard to get right. I think people that do like Maori kind of stuff and tribal and stuff like that, it is actually an art in itself. And I think there are people that do that and love to do that, and there's people that love to do grey wash tattoos, and then there's people that love to do color tattoos and traditional and neo-trad and stuff like that. And you just think, well, if you was to go to someone that does that and doesn't do a whole load of things, you're going to find someone that does that solidly because it's their style and what they love to do. and I think that's the person you should go for. Not necessarily something that does a whole wide variety of things, because they're not going to be. They're just going to do it basically for the money, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I would enjoy doing Celtic kind of stuff. I love the look of it. I think it's really sick if it's done nice and well. Same with Maori. I think Maori tattoos look really cool when they're done well and stuff. I think I know a guy that has a whole leg sleeve of Maori, and it looks so sick. Really, really well done. And yeah, it looks wicked. But I wouldn't enjoy doing it. I'd find it so boring. So Wild Scott. So yeah, if these wireless machines do have a wide option, so you can plug it into a thing, then that would be great. But then why not just use wires anyway? Why do you have to have a wireless thing just because it's wireless and it's something? Like I feel like people get sucked into gimmicks and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So Nish Josh 1964 says, what colours would you recommend for someone who has darker skin? Colours or ink? Would you? I mean, like black ink, grey wash, or are you on about actual colours? Someone with darker skin. If you have really dark skin, it's going to be hard for any sort of color to show up. To be honest, that's just the truth of it. Black ink would be good. Black ink would show up, and dark grey wash would show up. Even light grey wash would show up, but you wouldn't have the contrast to, say, someone with pale skin like me. You would have contrast between the different shades, which then makes it look 3D kind of thing, realistic. Now, with someone with darker skin, you can start to use black and darker grey washes to make the thing darker, but then because you're having to go darker with it to get that contrast, because the skin tone is darker anyway, so you're going to have to put everything darker to get the contrast, basically. So yeah, I would just go darker. That's what I would do with someone with darker skin. Amjad Taner says, I'm ready to help you with all the studio things if you ever need someone's help. No, that's cool. Thank you for that, mate. I kind of enjoy setting up and breaking down, to be honest. But a lot of people that I have worked for before, they were like, "Oh, it's so good having someone set up for me, because it's so boring, blah blah blah." But I kind of find it therapeutic, and it almost sets me up ready for my tattoo. Do you know what I mean? I never set up exactly the same anyway either. I always set up a slightly differently. So sometimes they like, it depends on how many ink cups I have out and what sort of needles I use as well. I use different setup every time. Sometimes I don't use. Normally it's 7 to 8 ink cups, but sometimes I use 6 and sometimes I use 7. Depending on the tattoo. If it's just a black tattoo or a dark one, where I don't have to have loads of different shades of grey, I'll just have 3 ink cups sometimes on my thing. So, whilst it said I've used one, well, nice, you will love it. Yeah, man, I'm down to try these wireless machines. 100%, 100%. I can't slate it before trying it. I just think the idea. I think the idea is cool, but then, like, it's not really. I feel like it's just practicality wise. I think, well, if it's not broken, why fix it, kind of thing. And if it's powered by a wire, unless the wire breaks, you're not gonna come into anything. Do you know what I mean? When starting to Teeden Thorne says, when starting to tattoo realism, what are some of the easiest things to start tattooing to get started with? Roses. Do not go for roses when you start tattooing realism, because they are some of the hardest things to do. Portraits, don't even go anywhere near a portrait. Don't go anywhere near a face. Do you see like designs? I say don't go near faces, but see designs where you have like a half of a face, so you have like the nose and then the mouth of a woman, and then just like the jawline or something. They're quite good to do because it gets you used to doing lips and then a nose, and then sometimes you can do like eyes, like you can do like half of a woman's face or something, and you can get used to doing an eyebrow, eye, and then a tiny bit of like shading in by the nose or something. So you're not doing the whole face, because when you start to do the whole face, that's when it starts to get really complicated and stuff, and making sure like everything's smooth and stuff like that. But yeah, I would just tend to steer clear of roses, steer clear of portraits. I don't really know. Filigree is quite good to do. It's good to anything that's going to test you on smooth blends. Statue work again, I would stay clear of that, because statue work can be very, very hard. Birds are quite good to do. Birds. I like doing birds, to be fair. I think one of the first things I did was grey wash in realism was a couple of birds. Feathers are good to do. Feathers are really good. Realistic feathers. It's hard, yeah, it is hard. When starting to do realism, sort of really simple flowers would be good, like a daisy or a lilies are quite easy. Well, they're not easy to do, but they're quite nice to do. But they're quite light flowers, so you'd have to use light to medium shades anyway. But it would get you used to, doing realistic stuff. Yeah, so easy sort of flowers would be good. But certain birds would be all right to do as well, like crows or something. Yeah, something like that. I'd steer clear of faces, 100%. Let's have a look at some more. I'm going to stay on for another 8 minutes. What is the time, Mr. Wolf? It's nearly 10:30 here. So Sofa King Cool says round shaders for filling in small medium areas with black. Yeah, you could use a round shader. I've used round shaders before. They're quite easy to overwork the skin with, so just be careful. I would personally use a 3-round liner for me, or just a small mag, like a 9-round mag or something. That's what I use. Yeah, Mark's boy says, I think this is going back earlier to what I said. I think it doesn't matter what machine you're using. It matters how good you are and how your hand is working with it. Exactly. Wild Scott. Love your work. Stay safe. And thanks, Mischievous Arts. Al's Horror Shop. What's a good setting for lining on the power supply? It just depends on your machine. I tend to use this one sort of volt for everything. That's just how I work. Different people turn up their volts for shading and turn down their volts for shading and turning up their volts for lining. I tend to use the same volts for everything. On the in my previous live stream, I said my voltage for both machines that I use the most, which is the FK Irons Spectra Edge X and the Inkjector Flight Nano Elite. The Flight Nano Elite I use 10.8 10.8 volts, I think. 10.8, 10.5 to 10.8, and the Spectra Edge X I use 9.2 to 9.8, something like that. My voice is getting dry, so I'm talking. So Ted and Thorn says, what is the proper way to clean your machine and grip after a tattoo? Have you heard about cleaning devices to put your machine in? Yeah, so you have like autoclaves and stuff, but I wouldn't put your machine in an autoclave because that will completely ruin it. Some grips don't allow that either. I bought a grip from FK Irons actually. It was I can't even remember what it was called now, but it was the clicky one. I think it's called Click. Ego Click or something? Click? Something like that. Put it in an autoclave and it melted everything inside the thing. And then I read about it and emailed them and they said, yeah, it's not autoclavable. And I was like, well, how the hell do you clean it? So you have to. So what I normally do with grips and my machine is I disinfect them before and after each tattoo with using Distill hard disinfectant, and that will kill everything. It kills pathogens. It kills blood. It cleans blood off of things. It kills everything you can imagine. So, and what I like to do as well is just fill like a disposable cup with Distill cleaning solution and just leave my grip in there overnight, so it just kills everything, and then wrap it up and you should be sweet. But yeah, I clean everything with Distill and vodka, not vodka, but alcohol wipes as well. But yeah, that's what I do. Tips on tattooing the knee. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't tattoo a knee because it's a very hard area to tattoo and stencil. Stenciling's harder than tattooing it. But if you're not a beginner, I would say just take your time and make sure you don't go. You need to relieve your pressure when going over the bone, because if you're pressing as deep as you would on the skin and then go straight through with the same pressure over the bone, you're going to blow your lines out. So just take it slow and nice and easy. I really like your work. So I've learned I've learned a lot while watching your vids. Would love to have some portrait tattoos, but in my city, I don't know who could make such music work. That's from Mark Boy. Mate, if you're ever in the UK, around London area, just give me a shout and we can do something sick. But thanks for the message, man. Sir T, although I don't quite understand what you said, I won't say I like your title work. Please continue to cheer. Thank you very much to Sir T for that. Yeah, I'm sorry if you can't understand me. My English isn't that great either. Yeah, man. Well, Scott, yeah, just come through and say hello, man. As soon as this lockdown's over. Adam Scott says, you hear interesting stories from laser removal people. The one I go to said she had someone come in with a moth over her throat and she started to get it removed 1 week afterwards. Will take years. Yeah, it takes years to remove anything properly unless I'm pretty sure you have to leave it 6 to 8 weeks between sessions as well, which is crazy. So that's 2 months really between sessions. And if you depends on the type of machine. I think you can get different laser machines now that take away color. There's a cheaper machine that doesn't do color. It just does like black work. And then there's another machine that does color work as well, which is called a Picture laser machine, I think, which are like I think they're like £250,000 or something like that. So 250 grand to buy. Something like that, like crazy money for them. But they tend to take a lot more, but they're a lot better on the skin. They don't scar the skin as much. So, but yeah, no, it takes years to get rid of tattoos using laser. Samuel Aro says, where's your business located at? It's near London. I don't want to obviously put the location on here. It's actually Ottershaw. That's where it is, in Surrey, west of London. What's up, Joseph Kanan? He says, "Hi, I'm from Lebanon. I learned tattoo from a tattoo shop when I released that. He didn't give me all the techniques of shading. After seeing all your videos, I realized that I don't have a lot to learn. Sweet, that's good, man." David Highland, hello, mate. Hi, buddy, how do I go about booking a tattoo with you? I live in Ireland. We'll love to fly this summer, coronavirus permitting. Yeah. No, if the coronavirus suddenly dies out, which I don't think it will, I think this is going to go on. I think summer's a write-off, to be honest. Just email me, mate. That's the best way to do it. It's tattoos with an S, tattoos by Oliver Air at gmail.com. Just give me an email, man. And I am taking bookings for end of May to June, but with what's going on, it's now 1,000 people a day. Like I said in my last live stream, 1,000 people a day are now dying from this virus. God knows how many people are getting infected a day if 1,000 people are dying a day in London. So it's just crazy, man. But yeah, no, it's my name is DJ Quarantine. Here we go, boys. Oh my God. Yeah, so Lord George of Louisville says, "What do you do to relieve your back from so much tattooing? Any exercises?" Yeah, man. That's a good question, because I tend to get a lot of massages. I get massaged. I used to, well, when I used to work every day, if I was working 5 days a week tattooing, for over 4 hours a day, way over that. So 4 or 5 hour sessions every day. I would try and get I would try and get massaged twice a week. Obviously, it's a lot of money. You're spending £80 a week on massages, but because mine are about £45, so about £90 a week. But I need it. Like, you need to spend money on yourself to keep longevity. You need to spend money on yourself to make sure you're healthy, fit. Eat well. Exercise, keep everything moving, and I like to relieve my muscles in my back, especially my neck as well, by getting massaged, and that it massively helps. Sometimes you do have to spend the money to do that, just so just for longevity, really. I'm going to be doing this for way over 10-15 years. I've been doing it for nearly 5 years now. And it's just, since getting massaged, it's definitely helped me in the long run. And now I'm sweet. I still get the odd aches and pains here and there, pull my back here and there, in the gym and stuff, but you just deal with it. You just rest a couple of days and it eventually heals. But yeah, if you look up how to relieve like lower back pain, there's a YouTube channel called Athlean X, I think, ATHLEAN-X. He goes over 3 exercises to do with your lower back that really helps relieve it. So like leaning up against the wall and then pushing your hips in. I don't know, it's crazy to try and explain now, but there's about 3 exercises that you can do to relieve your lower back, like lay on your front and then sort of push yourself up like that, so you're pushing backwards is a good one. Snakeo says, "Hi, brother man. My biggest enemy is time. I take so long to get that ink in. Any tips?" It doesn't matter, man. I used to work with a guy called Glenn who took ages tattooing. Something I could do in 3-4 hours would take him 12. It would just be insane. I would be leaving the studio after doing he would start before me, half an hour to an hour before me. I would come in while he's tattooing, and then I would do my tattoo, draw it all up, do it, break down, wrap up my client, and then leave the studio, and he'd still be tattooing the same piece, and not even finished the same day. So it doesn't matter. But he did some good work, and he does some good work. He still tattoos. So yeah, no, he's it doesn't matter about time. As long as you're doing good stuff, it doesn't matter. But it's more so for the client, because clients can, like, I know from personal experience, I can't get tattooed for longer than 4 hours. It starts to hurt then. Everyone's got a time limit. It doesn't matter if they say, oh, I can get tattooed for 8 hours. I bet you can't. I really bet you. I bet you can, but I bet you're in bloody pieces afterwards. I bet, because people's bodies go into shock, and I've learnt that the hard way. I was tattooed 6 hours on my back, and I went through my pain threshold, and I gripped my teeth, and I really had to like dig deep for it to get it all lined out, and it took 6 hours, and I went into shock. My body went into shock. Later that night, I had an hour and a half drive home, hour and a half. I was like, thank God. Then when you get into bed and you start to settle and your body starts to come back down and settle, normally when you start to relax at night, when you've just been tattooed, you get home, you have something to eat, you're still on the go, and blah blah blah, and then you settle down in front of TV or something, or you get into bed, that's when it really starts to hit, and you think, fuck me, that's sore. And then your body starts to shake and start feeling a bit woozy and stuff. I think for conventions it would be good to be wireless. Yeah, it would. Conventions are always tough for space and things. You're always sort of working on each other and stuff. So for conventions, it would be good to go wireless. That was from Tom, FXBB. Mark's boy says, could you please tell me what stencil paper you use? I can't remember what it is, but if you look at a video, I think it's a video of a skull, the stencil skull one that I did. It's on there. Pretty sure that's the video. It's like within the last 10 videos I've done, there is everything you need to know about that. Just flicking through. I'm gonna stay on for another few minutes. I keep saying, oh, I'm only gonna stay on for 10 minutes, and I'll just chat shit. Yes, I have had problems with stencil papers. From Mark's boy, I have had problems with stencil papers. How old am I? I'm 27. I am 27. What do you think about inkjet stencil printing? I've heard it's really good. I have never used it, but I've heard it's really good. Nas says, I've started tattooing myself. What designs are best to start with as a beginner, and which body area? I would go for your thighs or legs. I'd go for simple line stuff like hearts. I've got a couple hearts on me, actually. I'll show you. Excuse the cough. My voice is dry. So this is the stuff I used to do. Little like drawings and stuff. That's the first ever rose I did. Hilarious. I mean, the line work's pretty all right. It's been there for about 5 years. But yeah, stuff like that's the stuff I started to learn how to whip shade out of and stuff like that, I haven't got corona. I hope I haven't got corona. But yeah, stuff like that. This is the first ever line work I did. So most of that's fallen out. Not very consistent, but practice makes perfect. Yeah, look, lines don't even go up to the lines. This is done at a later date. Yeah, but stuff like that. Bit of dot work, galaxy in there, line work. But yeah, stuff like that is what I would do. Just simple sort of neo-trad kind of stuff, or traditional tattoos are really good to learn from. Rona, I haven't got Rona. You got the Rona? Yes, you do. You need
Dazzlewink asks an important question. Darren Norton. He says, "Do you need 2 sinks for when you get the council around for inspection? When you only use disposable?" Yeah, you do. You do need that. It's just protocol as well, because you're going to even if you're using you need 2 sinks even if you're using disposable, because if you have like a wash cup, ink cup, like a when you're between dipping in inks, you wash your needle out. You need to dispose of that, and you can't put it down the clean sink because it's a clean sink. So you need a dirty sink to put that down. So yeah, you do need 2 sinks. You need washable floors, washable walls, everything disposable, or an autoclave if you're using steel grips. Autoclave and one of those vibrating things. I can't remember what they're called. And 2 sinks. But yeah, I've got 2 sinks in my studio. Wild Scott, do you like the rose I sent you, bud, or was it a cabbage? I haven't seen it yet, mate. I haven't seen it yet. Where did you send that as well? I got certified for SMP. That's sick. That's micropigmentation, isn't it? Freedom Fighter. What's up, Frank Montoya? Have you how you been to get your toiletry stocked up? Yeah, man. I've I wasn't one of these growing a scruffy out. Oh, you're nice. Yeah. I'm growing a beard, mate. You think anyone can get tattooed right now? Nah. Nah. No one can. No one can get tattooed right now. It's been a real journey going through all this, though. Yeah, man. You're in New York as well. New York's been hit hard. Is that right, Frank? You've been in New York. It's been hit real hard, man. New York's been fucking. Oh, I've seen it on the news here. It's been fucking hit crazy, like mad. Yeah, I'm not tattooing. I'm not tattooing. The government have all locked us in our houses. There's police on the streets now, stopping people if they're going anywhere. You're only allowed to go out once a day to exercise, and they're now contemplating getting rid of that this week. Come in, and yeah, we're all on lockdown, man. Tomorrow's Monday, should be a start of a new work week, and it's just yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Not good. But yeah, no, I think we're going to be in lockdown in London because there's 1,000 people dying a day now. It's gone up a lot in the last week, and from like 100 people dying a day to now 1,000, so that's 10 times. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But still, please. Well, Scott, I did answer. I said I haven't seen it yet. Oh my God, you actually reminded me. I just took my phone off charge and it hasn't got that much charge, so I'm going to whack it back on. Yeah, no. But yeah, please stay safe like that. Please, just like, if you're not going to do anything else from this video, or do anything else for anybody, is just to stay clear of anyone in it. Just stay clear of people. Stay inside, man. Staying inside is the best form of not spreading viruses, and staying inside and washing your hands as soon as you do go out, wearing gloves, wearing a mask to help prevent spreading the disease. I only go out to exercise once a day on my own, sometimes with my girlfriend that's in quarantine with me. She's pregnant, so she's just trying to stay active and stay healthy. But if we go shopping, then I go and get all the bits, obviously, because she's a high risk person. So yeah, just try and stay safe and try and stay inside, man. And if you do go out, just try and keep 2 meters apart at 6 foot. Yeah, just try not to do anything. Try not to do anything, basically. Ellen Wood Slim says, are you self-taught? I am self-taught. Wild Scott, I will check my Facebook message. AZ, where's AZ, Frank? Is that Arizona? AZ has been upside down a little, but I'm so glad everyone hasn't gone crazy. Yeah, it's crazy here, to be fair. In Denmark, it's same as London, but after 10 days, they will open up. Yeah, it's mad. It's mental because the thing is, no one really knows much about the virus. And I think what a lot of people are going to start to do is they're going to start to herd immune people, which means actually make people get sick, allow people to get sick so then they recover from it. Some people will die and some people will recover from it. Google herd immunity, and this is what they're going to try and do, I think, to try and, because there's no exit plan from this. There's no, that the world's going to lose too much money if we all the number one thing to do is to stay inside, quarantine everyone on the whole planet, which is impossible task to do it anyway, until there's no new cases being found, and whoever's got it gets over it, either dies off or gets over it, recovers. There's no new cases throughout the whole world, and it dies out like that, and our immune systems effectively get rid of the virus. But without testing everybody in the world, you're not gonna know if anybody has got it, because they're not showing any symptoms. So we're fuck it. It's just so fucked. But they're gonna try and herd immune people. So I think that's the next thing they're gonna do. But yeah, mad. Yeah, I'm broke, to be honest. I've got a couple savings here and there, and I've had to sell things to make sure, I'm not gonna whatever. But yeah, it's shit. It's well shit. Emmanuel says, greetings from Ghana. I'm a big fan of you. Thanks for sharing your video. Thank you, mate. Thanks for that message. Adam Scott says, I'm not sure how the economy will survive if this goes on too long. Yeah, I know. I don't know how I'm going to survive. Freedom Fight says, we can't get tested unless we have 104 fever. Yeah, that's basically fucked, isn't it? What do you feel about 5G towers and the symptoms? Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if the 5G thing is just a coincidence or whatever. Yeah, the cough, I know. It's because I'm talking, so I've got a dry thing. I haven't got coronavirus. I don't know if these things are going to be thing. Yeah, Dazzlink, Darren has said Boris Johnson has been admitted. I know, it's mad. Mental. Ren Marie says, are you open to critiquing others' efforts? Yeah, I've done a few tattoos on synthetic skin. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm up for doing that. Just send it over in the Discord, or yeah, the Discord chat would be good, because you get a lot of people critiquing other people and helping other people out as well. I've got a nice community over there on Discord chat through my Patreon account, and yeah, it's been really good to see people communicating and giving other people help. It's really good. Right, guys, I'm going to go now because I've been on here for nearly 2 hours. So I'm just going to quickly run up these questions real quick. Yeah, I think I've pretty much answered everything. But yeah, stay safe, people, and I'll check back in a couple of days. Wait, Sean Afsa says, I got an Edge X, but I want to change with injector. What do you think? I really don't think you should. Inkjector has 1,000,001 things to ways to tune the machine, and I think that Edge X is awesome. Edge X is the one I use now. I stopped using that because I got an Inkjector, and I went back to the Edge X after a year and a half of not using it, and now it's still my favorite machine. I literally love Inkjector Edge X. Inkjector Edge X, that's a hybrid machine. That's not a real machine. I love the FK Iron Spectra Edge X. That's my go-to machine right now. The Inkjector Flight Nano Elite is amazing though. It's so good. It's very good. But it's just sick. But yeah. Anyway, guys, stay safe. I'm gonna pop back on here in a couple of days, do another live stream, just to have a chat and stuff. And I think it's nice to have a chat as well and to stay sane and to talk to people in these weird times while I can't speak to people on the street. But yeah, thanks for the message, guys. And if you're on my Patreon account, expect a video tomorrow. The second video, part 2, tomorrow, with my line tutorial. I've got another video series that I need to start editing as well and start breaking down and putting things together. I think I've got another 2 videos to upload. So we've still got about a month or a month and a half worth of videos to do on Patreon. And I'm going to carry on doing these live streams and stuff on here. So yeah, so I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, take care, everyone. And those of you on my Patreon, expect a couple videos this week. And yeah, it's going to be cool. So yeah, cheers, guys.